I thought this would be a nice treat. I just got done watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and it was pretty good. And I heard there's supposed to be another Captain America movie starring Sam Wilson, and I'm totally down. But I'm gonna get on his origin right quick, and we're gonna go right through the feeds of Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, aka the newer Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. But it would honestly be disrespectful if I didn't give a shout out to those that have donated to the channel. It really helps out a lot, believe it or not. Sam Wilson. He was the son of this minister. Minister was known as Paul Wilson, and this lady known as Darlene Wilson. Paul ended up dying trying to break up a neighborhood fight, and Darlene was killed during a mugging. Yeah, sucked pretty bad, right? Before they died, they had some great morals, and they had a great deal of idealism and desire to help the fellow man into him. Something a lot of people don't know is that he actually got experimented upon by the Red Skull, you know, one of Captain America's greatest foes, of course. He was experimented on by the Red Skull with the Cosmic Cube, literally granted him the ability to telepathically communicate and control with birds. Falcon, right? He aided Captain America in stopping his evil plans and things of that sort. Sam and Steve would do a lot of adventures together. They would become friends. Captain America actually trained Sam in martial arts ability, making him a very skilled combatant. You know, in Captain America, Steve Rogers is one of the best fighters in Marvel. And both Black Panther and Iron Man have provided him with wings, which give him the ability to fly, which gives him maneuverability along with all their skills. Really good with combat in the air, I would say. These wings have different designs over the years, from hard wings to regenerating wings to vibranium wings. After Steve Rogers lost the super soldier serum abilities, he passed the mantle of Captain America down to Sam Wilson. But let me show you a little bit of his gear right quick that he has. Yes, sir, you already know he has Captain America's vibranium shield. Great for defense. It's like literally almost indestructible. Literally negates being attacked by even higher tier beings. You know, he has these vibranium wings that helps him survive city-shattering explosions thanks to the vibranium nature. You know, he was hurt, but thanks to the vibranium wings, he was able to survive all of this, saving the day or saving the city from a nuclear blast. You know what I'm saying? It states here, his tech, it's almost like it's alive. Your wings, Black Panther's self-repairing vibranium. On top of him having Captain America's shield, he has, like, his wings can even act as a shield, one could say, blocking an attack from Armadillo in this fight occasion. He has a Stark communication hacking unit. Of course, he has comms, like a AI. Every character has this to be able to communicate. You know, you can't be Captain America and be blind in the air. He is Captain America indeed. He does indeed have handcuffs. Flashlight. He has an oxygen mask. And of course, he has his trusty old bird, Red Wing. Yeah, it literally has a sonic cannon. Let's get on the bird communication. He literally has a bird's eye view. It's like he got an extra set of eyes, wouldn't you say? Nice little trusty sidekick. He literally controlled this many birds to have them destroy a Hydra jet. Isn't that cool? He can even sense the birds without even seeing them. No, seriously. He can like make an army of birds. This is what makes him dangerous. Like that many allies always at his disposal. I would like to say that he can control birds on like a citywide level at least, because he can get some from a very large radius. He can even communicate with non-Earth-like birds. When he was Falcon, it just doesn't seem to matter what kind of birds, even if it's not Earth-like. He even states here, it took me a few minutes to comprehend what I was hearing. He can find out the exact distance of things, thanks to his connection with birds. Like, man, this dude's really aware. You see all them birds around that plane? A lot of his career, he was known as Falcon. He did get upgraded to being Captain America by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Steve Rogers. You know what I mean? He's a very good combatant, but it did take him quite a bit of time to get used to using the shield. You know what I'm saying? But he would eventually get fine-tuned in it, if that makes sense. Even though there are times where he did fail miserably, you know what I mean, with the shield. It takes some accuracy and trajectory. He has superhuman attributes when it comes to just throwing power, like breaking these metal supports with a single shield throw. He was able to use his trajectory skills to take out 3 goons with a single shield throw while maneuvering. Look at his little birds. Heck, he was even able to disarm a gunman with it, precision, midair. Like, look at this skills, right? This high in the air, throws the shield, boom, 2 people, they crash, catches it back. Like, it bounces off their heads, bounces off the building and back to them. Like, it's almost like it's magnetized to him, but no, that's just skills. When it comes to his combat, he's fought some of the best characters in Marvel when it comes to just raw skill, implying that he's still in those super soldier tier ranges, even if he doesn't have enhanced strength by the serum. As far as we know, taking down Crossbones off panel, taking on Kraven the Hunter off panel. Yeah, you see Kraven, motivational speeches, how he's inspired by Cap, you know, consistently fighting Ion Zola right here, gets the upper hand while hallucinating in the process. Shield combat at its finest. Or proof he can hang with Super Soldier Tears, he gained the upper hand over characters like Zemo in a straight up war, despite him having injuries fighting characters like Armadillo, showing he's at least in those Super Soldier ranges. Physically, I would say. Sleepy time. He takes out Sin. When you're a trained warrior, your punches hurt harder. That's very evident here. Let's talk about how he was able to hold his own against Crossbones even though he got shot in the shoulder and was injured. His gear mixed with his skills really helps, even the playing field. Not to mention his shield skills, trajectory skills, and things like that, but these two went at it, Crossbone. One of his best battle features where he fought off a multitude of villains, some of them being even superhuman. Like, look at all of this. He just fought them off. There's a difference between fighting them off and beating them all. You know what I mean? He fought this being known as Batroc, the Leaper. You know, the same guy he fought in the final episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier that just came out. So this is pretty comic accurate, fighting in a war. Seemed to kind of get the upper hand on him as well in skills, combat, and etc. There's implications of speed, reaction speed, like being able to block Storm's lightning with the shield, even being able to dodge Storm's lightning in this occasion, reacting to a Thor melee throw and blocking it, where he even blitzes. Like, he blitzes like this giant monster blitz fire. That's something that should be recognized. He even survived this massive space battle as Falcon. It's just one of those things where you can just tell there's a lot of ruckus going on. He deflects a bullet near an enemy's head, reflexes. This monster Kulu, he was able to block the spell with the shield. Well, his combat speed is consistent. I mean, he was able to move after a bullet was fired. This bullet or gun was aimed at his head. He turned it into a shoulder shot though. Not to mention he's just weaving through blasts of fire, gunfire, without just getting lit up. Like, you see all them guns like, he's just like literally leaping through it. This is heavy rider intent, agility, throwing speed, and stuff like that. When it comes to raw travel speed, his wings are pretty quick. He can like fly to low orbit in a very short amount of time. You know, powerhouse tiers like Nova, he can throw his shield so hard he can send characters like Nova flying through a building. This is nothing super flashy, but it's just something to note that these characters are like planet busters. You know, he just knocked them through a building. So that's pretty cool. He was able to knock a weakened Iron Man off his flight path with a, shoulder charge. He was also able to stagger a distracted Vision. He even broke some metal chain. Like, look at these metal chains he's strapped to. He's got to be in those Super Soldier Tears. He just breaks out. It doesn't matter. I know I keep going back to this fight with Armadillo. In the battlefield with Armadillo, he's able to draw blood from characters like Armadillo, who can lift over 25 tons. Got some pretty decent physical strength. Definitely meta. Let me go back to the fights with Crossbone. You get an idea of how strong these characters are from the collateral. Their fights like break stone statues, stuff like that. They're not normal. Super Soldier Tears. That's just how stuff is. Due to having Captain America's shield, Vibranium shield, implies that it helps some people to harm beings that are out of his tier, or just a little bit out of his tier, depending on how you look at it. Like Baron Blood is a vampire tier being that supposedly has a 4 on the power grid, beats him up even more in just straight up combat skill, proving that Sam has to be in that range of Super Soldier Tier at least to be able to harm somebody that can lift over 1,500 pounds, they say. Even though he can talk to a lot of different birds, his strongest companion is indeed Redwing, though. That should be noted. On top of having his link with Redwing and birds and things like that, Sam is really strong. Like, how strong? Well, let's just say he's pretty strong enough to get in a slugfest with Captain America himself. Yes, that's right. He's fought the man, the myth, the legend himself. Captain America, a concrete Super Soldier Tier. His hands behind his back on this occasion. They go at it, because he was an instrument of the Red Skull at the time. Yeah, he's got plenty of training under his belt. It's another occasion of him fighting alongside Captain America against some goons. He's a helpful asset. It is also implied here with this particular statement that he's been trained by Captain America in judo, it states, but he still sucked for a judo flip. Yes, as Falcon, he has another occasion of fighting just a group of different people, just soldiers, showing he isn't your average run in the picnic. Like, you see all these folks laid out, more of them, fights more, just too much. Skills. By the way, you like his old outfit? Training over the years, it's almost like he worked himself up to the Super Soldier Tier. It's a tier. Falcon seems to grow swifter, surer, stronger. They even state he's a natural at karate. It doesn't technically make sense how you can train yourself up to Super Soldier Tier, but hey, it happens in comics all the time. Characters like Hawkeye have microsecond reaction time, for Pete's sake. You don't believe me? Check out my Hawkeye video. That's why he's able to break out of chains like this and stuff like that, right? I mean, the guy be enduring energy blast, endured a hit from Apocalypse. He took a beating from characters like Rogue. Yeah, he's obviously no match for Rogue. She had Wonder Man's powers, of course. Same with Apocalypse here. Yeah, he got manhandled, of course. He can take a lot of pain and punishment, though, wouldn't you say? He has really good pain tolerance, being able to get stabbed and still fight back. Zemo. Respect him. Battlefield. He just consistently fighting this dude Armadillo. Yeah, twice. He's continually getting thrown around by this guy. I mean, even when Hulk, the Hulk, that's Hulk, he throws around everybody, right? Not only was he able to fight bearing blood, but was he able to survive a fall all the way from low orbit all the way to the ocean and only lost consciousness and that's it? I mean, he fought the bear going through buildings. He literally fell through a bus, like as Falcon, had the bus slam on top of him, but he kept fighting anyway. Oh yeah, he crashed into a metal pole and he was fine. I definitely think he belongs in those super soldier tiers. When it comes to speed, I feel like he should be comparable to characters like Hawkeye or even Daredevil in raw like combat speed, or he would literally be too slow to fight pretty much everybody in Marvel if he wasn't at least on these guys' speed. And you already know what I'm going to say. Daredevil has microsecond reaction time. And Hawkeye, characters like that can just dodge bullets with ease consistently. Same goes for characters like Iron Fist in Marvel. You know, it's just consistent. Of course, you already know I got to bring up the famous Daredevil statement of him being able to react to something in a microsecond. Sam should have speed on these guys' level, or he wouldn't even be a match for none of these characters in Marvel. This pretty much means that being comparable to characters like this, Sam Wilson should have reactions or reflexes in the 1/1,000,000th of a second ranges, being able to react to something in 1/1,000,000th of a second. That's pretty freaking quick. Hypersonic ranges. It matches up with all the characters in Marvel and how fast the people are in this tier in particular, right? As a bare minimum, right? Wouldn't you say? And for those that don't understand all of this stuff, oh man, Ivan, what are you talking about? He can only be peak human at best because he didn't take no serum. Well, you got to remember, in comics, peak human is more than just peak human in real life. Obviously, peak humans in Marvel are basically just superhumans. I mean, just think about the feats that Captain America has, and he's supposedly the peak of human perfection. Yeah, right. Peak humans in Marvel can do crazy stuff like rip parts of buses off, carry freaking telephone poles, benches 2,000 pounds, evidently 1,100 pounds on each side, or even if you want to say 1,100 pounds, he did it for reps, that's still more than a peak human. He can literally throw his shield through a freaking tank with his throwing power, but he's only peak human. See, that's why I say peak human doesn't necessarily mean peak human in Marvel Comics, guys. That's what I mean by that. Sam Wilson trained himself up to somehow in those super soldier tiers to fight characters that give Captain America a run for the money, like Zemo. No, Zemo literally be giving Captain America a run for the money consistently throughout comics. And I told you he worked his way up. I mean, I showed this earlier. It's already proven he can fight characters like Baron Zemo. Same being they be giving Captain America a run for the money. So yeah, Sam has to be on these levels. I mean, when this feat is calculated, it's a lot stronger than you probably think. From the outside looking in and not really trying to pay attention to calculation, you would think this is just nothing. But this is estimated to take at least 2,200 pounds of force will be needed to do such a feat like this. And just think about it. He's a trained fighter. If he can exert this much force without any leverage and just break out with his raw strength, imagine what his striking power is. It has to be even higher than this. And a lot of trained fighters can hit with 3 or 2 times the amount of what they can lift. That's evident in fight science when characters that weigh like 100 pounds get hit with like 600 pounds of force, right? Which means there's a good chance that Sam, if he actually wants to strike with all this physical strength he has, on top of his techniques and stuff, he should be able to strike with 6,000 pounds of force. That's just about going to do it, everybody. What did you guys think? Did you guys like the final episodes of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I thought it was cool. I'm ready for the next movie. Did you know Sam Wilson, Captain America, or Falcon was this strong? You might have did, you might have didn't. You probably didn't know his gear was that overpowered, but that's none of my business. Post them comments down below. Let me know what you all think. And check out them doggone playlists so you can binge watch more stuff like this. I will see you guys later. Respect, Sam Wilson.